Hello students, this is part second of chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. As I told you earlier that this chapter is very important one. Last year also from this chapter 4 questions came and almost 3 to 5 questions used to come every year. In this part second of this chapter we have to see different characteristics of phyla. We have to start from the first phyla, that is characteristics of phylum Porifera. Then we switch on to characteristics of phylum Coelenterata and then characteristics of phylum Ctenophora. So this is part second, chapter for Animal Kingdom. Very interesting chapter and welcome to this session.
In this, we have to discuss the characteristics of notochord, how it is being derived, and in which group this is found. We have to see important character of classification of animal kingdom. This is notochord. You see, notochord. This is mesodermal in origin, and this is roll-like structure. You know, children, three germinal layers are there. One is that is ectoderm, one is that is mesoderm, and the other one is that is endoderm. You have to remember that is notochord. It is derived from that is mesodermal, and this is rod-like, and it is found on dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. The animals which have notochord, these are known as that is chordate, and definitely in which the notochord is absent, they will be called as that is non-chordate one. You see, Porifera to echinoderms, these are that is non-chordate one. Very important characters on the basis of which animals have been classified into non-chordate, and that is chordate. You see, children, that this notochord, this is an elongated rod-like flexible structure, and it is found in embryonic development in some animals, and it is composed of cells which are derived from mesodermal origin, as I told you, and notochord is formed where on dorsal side of the that is body, right? Animals, repeat with me, that is which have notochord will be known as chordate, and when this is absent, these are known as that is non-chordate. You have to pay attention to one more thing here. A similar structure is there that is to which we are going confused, that is known as that is stomochord. Stomochord, remember children, this is not notochord. This is a flexible structure. This is flexible one, and this is a hollow tubular one, hollow that is tube. But remember, this is not that is notochord, and this type of structure is found in that is hemichordata. Hemichordata means, you know, these are neither chordate nor these are that is non-chordate. So stomochord is found in case of that is hemichordate. Very important question. One more thing is there, children, which is very important. Again, you see, you should not confuse with that is notochord and what is this? That is nerve cord. Very important question. Nerve cord and that is notochord. You see, notochord that will develop in some of the animals, that will develop into, that will give rise, that is vertebral column, and in which the vertebral column is present, you know, these are known as that is vertebrate. So this notochord, it is found on that is where we have this notochord. Can you summarize? We should not confuse notochord with the nerve cord. That is notochord. This is supporting structure, part of the internal skeleton. This is, while the nerve cord is the part of, yes, nerve cord is part of that is nervous system. This is part of that is skeleton, which will develop into that is vertebral column in some of the organisms, some of the animals. So you should not confuse. Notochord is supporting structure, and that is part of endoskeleton, while the nerve cord that is part of nervous system. Remember, very important question. Notochord is found on dorsal side of the body. This is the notochord, while that is where this nerve cord is always ventral too. That is, this is notochord, while this nerve cord, you see, again important point here, nerve cord in case of that is non-chordate, it is found on that is ventral side, while in case of that is chordate, it is found on that is dorsal side. Dorsal side in case of that is chordate, just that is near to this nerve cord, while in case of non-chordate, this is on ventral side. Is it very much clear to you? Okay, come to the next now. We have to see now classification of animals. Broad classification of the animal based on common fundamental features. Very, very interesting chart this is. And this is exactly based on NCERT version. And you have to pay attention to this. That is broad classification of animals based on common fundamental features. You see, that is kingdom Animalia. You know, all are multicellular in two kingdom classification. You know that phylum, that is protozoa were also there, but now this protozoa, you know, it has been shifted to which, that it has been shifted to kingdom, that is Protista. That's why in kingdom Animalia, one of the important points we have all multicellular animals. Level of organization, cellular level of organization, tissue, organ or organ system of level of organization, cellular level of organization, that is here most of the organisms, these are asymmetrical, the 𝕆𝕍𝕆𝕋𝕌𝕋𝕌 these are, and the example of this is Porifera. Very, very important example, an important question. Porifera, these are 𝕆𝕍𝕆𝕋 and these are asymmetrical one, and they have cellular level of organization. Then you say this level of organization, symmetry will be of two types, radial and bilateral. A good chart this is. Radial, 𝕆𝕍𝕆𝕋, these are Coelenterata and that is Ctenophora. These are example of 𝕆𝕍𝕆𝕋 radial symmetry. Can you remember it? You have to remember it for examination. Bilateral symmetry, that is without body cavity, 𝕆𝕍𝕆𝕋. Is it right? In case of Platyhelminthes, bilateral symmetry, false coelom, pseudocoelom. In case of Ascalementhes, ascaris is there, and with true coelom, and again important one, true coelom, annellates onward up to chordata, annellates arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, hemichordata, and chordata. We belong to which? We belong to chordata. That's why we have true coelom. Is it? That is you, me, and our friends, all human beings, they are belonging to that is class what? Mammalia. The phylum is Chordata. We all have true coelom and we have what? Bilateral symmetry, and we have that is organ system of that is, and definitely we belong to that is kingdom Animalia. Is it right? Enjoy this chart, classification of animals. Come to the next now. We have to discuss important characteristics, features of different phyla. Is it? And one by one we have to see. First we have to start that is phyla of that is non-chordate, you know, that we have classified that is animal kingdom into that is non-chordates and yes, the chordates one, is it? And overall, Mila, in overall we have, that is how many phyla we have? Can you summarize? Can you tell me? Overall, how many phyla we have? That is basically the kingdom Animalia is divided into 11 phyla. Can you remember? Number one is, tell me, number one is that is Porifera. Number two is that is Coelenterata. Number three is that is, yes, Ctenophora. This is in short I'm writing. Number four is recall, that is Platyhelminthes. Number five is that is Ascalementhes. Number six is, come on, Annelida. Is it? Number seven is that is what? That is Arthropoda. Then the eighth one is, yes, eighth one is Mollusca. The ninth one is that is Echinodermata. So these are that is non-chordate. Even that is 10th one, hemichordata, nowadays is classified in non-chordates. And the 11th one, that one is chordate. So how many phyla we have in total? That is, we have 11 phyla in which animal kingdom have been classified. So we have to see the first one now, that is phylum Porifera. Is it clear? This phyla characterized with sponges. The organism of this phyla are known as sponges. You know, sponge is having minute pores which can absorb the water. Water sponges you have seen. Even sponge we used to used there in our bathroom also. So sponge means a structure which is having many pores. That's why the name has been given sponges. That organism of this phyla are known as sponges. Remember, generally these are marine, these are found in seawater, and mostly asymmetrical one, mostly asymmetrical one. But remember, a few forms are mostly, we have generally these are marine, but doesn't mean exclusively marine. These are important point you see here. Important. Generally these are marine, but you see that is a few examples which are found in that is fresh water also. We have to see in time to come fresh water also. Primitive multicellular animals, and they have cellular level of organization. I told you. Sponges, they have water transport or canal system. They have what is it? They have water canal system. Very important point. Water canal system. You can consider that this is the body of a sponge here. So you see that is in the body we have that is minute pores are there, and these pores are called. These are known as ostia. What are these? Ostia. Through these ostia, the water will enter. The water will carry oxygen. Water will carry, that is, gametes. Water will carry all these things in the food particles. So here, the water will enter through ostia. Water enters through minute pore called ostia, and the body wall is having a central cavity, that is spongocoel. Water will be collected here in spongocoel, and when the water content have been used, that is the food particle have been used, then this water comes out through, that is osculum. The pathway of water transport is helpful, that is this water current. It helps in food gathering, in respiration, and in removal of the waste. Now, an important question is, if I ask you that why the water enters through this ostia and comes out through this osculum, here the important role is being played by choanocytes. Important question again for NEET examination. Choanocyte or collar cells. Choanocyte is like this. This is the cell, and this is the collar of this, and here it is having a flagellum. The spongocoels, it is lined with choanocytes, and you see these choanocytes in spongocoel children, they used to, that is flagella, it shows the movement in one direction, so that the water will enter through ostia and the water will go out through osculum. Digestion is intracellular. The food will be captured by cell, will be digested, and the body is supported by skeleton. A skeleton is made up of spicules, or that is spongin fibers. You have to remember. Remember, digestion is intracellular. Important again. Choanocytes are the collar cells which will generate the water current. The water through which comes out, that is osculum, right? The central cavity is known as spongocoel, and the body is having minute pore. The minute pore are known as ostia. Is it? Come to one more point here. That is, these are multicellular with cellular body of organization. Most of these are marine. A few examples are freshwater one. Is it clear? And the total number of phyla we have in animal kingdom, that is 11 phyla. Is it? You have to remember the what we have discussed right now. We have discussed the first one, that is Polyphera, pore bearing one, and in layman language we used to call these as sponges. Right? Come to the next now. That is in sponges, the sexes are not separate. Male and female are found in the same organism, hermaphrodite one. Eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges, they may reproduce by asexually by fragmentation and sexually by gametes. The gametes will be formed. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect. You may ask, internal, how this? The sperm, they do not move. Then how the gametes are being transported to other? You see that this is one, that is sponge children, that this is the body of other sponge, that is they will make their hermaphrodite one. It will be, that is called sperm. The sperm with water will enter into the body of other sperm, and here that is fertilization will take place. Egg is inside the body, that is this sperm of the other sponge will fertilize. Internal fertilization, indirect development, you have to remember. Larva is formed. What's the name of larva? No need to remember that name. but you have to remember that development is indirect, fertilization is internal. Example, cycle, spongilla. Spongilla is example, very good example. Important question. This is freshwater sponge and this is euspongia, that is bath sponge. You have to see the diagram of this. This one is cycle. This is euspongia and this is that is spongilla. Spongilla, you know, this is freshwater sponge. You have to remember the figures. You see that this is one sponge. The body is cylindrical, asymmetrical body. These are, what are these? These are the ostia. You see on the body, all sponges, they have these ostia are there, and this is that is osculum, through which the water will come out, and through ostia the water enters into the body. Is it right? Come to the next now. Now we have to go for the, that is second phylum, Coelenterata, also known as Cnidaria. Why known as Cnidaria? Cnidaria because the name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblast. This is cnidoblast one, a very much highly specialized, that is cell. This is cnidocyte, which contains stinging capsule. This is stinging capsule. It will come out, and then that will, what it will do, it carries out different function, different type of nematocysts are there. Stinging capsules is also known as nematocyst. It is present on tentacles of the body, and different type of cnidoblasts are there, you know. Cnidoblast that may help in anchorage, fixation, defense, and for capture of the prey also. That in cnidarians, is it right? That is why known as cnidarian, I told you, because they have this cnidoblast. Cnidoblast, they have to perform different functions because they very little variation is there in their structure. These are aquatic, mostly marine. Sessile means they do not move, they remain attached. For example, that is so many examples we have here. One example, that is Obelia is there, that is it doesn't move. Or free swimming we have, radial symmetrical we have animals, radial symmetry. Sessile means that they remain fixed, they do not move. These are sedentary. Cnidarians, they exhibit tissue level of organization. The cells, they have been arranged in, that is group, and this group perform a specific function. You know the meaning of tissue, and these are diploblastic. That is, they have two germinal layer, that is ectoderm, and that is the endoderm, and in between these two we have undifferentiated tissue. Undifferentiated, that is known as what? Layer, undifferentiated layer, known as mesochlia. The central cavity, gastrovascular cavity, is known as, this is gastromeans. It will function for this digestion also. That is, food will be collected here, and with single opening we have, that single opening is known as, that is hypostome. If you see the structure of hydra, you know that this is the tentacles of the hydra. This is the tentacle, and this is the mouth, and this is the body. Blind sac of body plan we have. This is the hypostome, through which the food will enter, and even the undigested food will be thrown out. Digestion is extracellular as well as intracellular. You know the meaning of extracellular, intracellular? You know the meaning? Yes. Let this is the body wall. Let this is the body wall we have here. That this is the, that is gastrovascular cavity we have here. The food particle is here. The food particle, the enzyme will be secreted by, that is, this will be digested. Semi-digestion will be there. Now this food particle may be taken out by the cell. So here that will be what? That will be extracellular digestion, and here when the particle is taken by the cell inside, that will become, that is intracellular digestion. What is this? Can you identify this cell? This cell is, that is cnidoblast. Is it clear? Come to the next part. Some of the cnidarians are known as corals. Important. When they die, skeleton of calcium carbonate is left behind, and these are ornamental one. These are that is made up of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic forms. This is a very important question. Two basic forms are there. One is polyp, one is medusa. That is polyp, the former. This polyp, it is sessile and cylindrical. This is the polyp form, that is which is cylindrical one, and this is sessile one. It remain attached at one point. For example, that this is hydra is there, that is cylindrical. This is, and this is one is that is admetia, sea anemone. That is sea anemone. These are the tentacles here, and these are sedentary. They do not move, right? While this medusa, this is umbrella shaped one. This is umbrella shaped structure, and it is having these tentacles like this, and it used to umbrella shaped free living one, as in case of that is Aurelia or jellyfish. Some of the coelentrates they have only polyform, some they have only that is this one, while some of the organism they they exhibit alternation of generation, that is metagenesis, and these cnidarians which exist in both forms, this that is polyp which produced, that is medusa asexually, and medusa produced polyps, that is sexual. Medusa that will do sexual reproduction. As a result of sexual reproduction, the polyp will be formed, and the polyp will do asexual reproduction. As a result of which, this asexual reproduction, what will be there? That is this medusa will be formed. Is it clear? Some of the interesting example we have, very interesting one. That is this example which shows alternation of generation. This is 𝕆𝕆𝕋𝔼𝕆. 𝕆𝕆𝕋𝔼 is having polyform, that is as well as that is this what the second form medusa. Medusa will form polyps asexual, means medusa will generate, that is gametes here. Some interesting examples we have. One is Physalia. You have to remember, also known as Portuguese man of war. Why? Why this is called Portuguese man of war? You see that these Physalia, these are gregarious animals. They used to live in colony like this. And you see, these are the tentacles of this. And they are this, that which used to float on surface of water. This seems to just like a cap of Portuguese warriors. That's why these are known as Portuguese man of war. This is the cap. You will see the diagram here in time to come. I'll show you. That's why these are known as Portuguese man of war. That is Admetia. If you go to the sea coast, you must have seen that is in sand. So structures are there. That is, this is the opening which is surrounded by the tentacles. If you touch the tentacles, then the body will be withdrawn in. Then this is Pennatula sea fen, that is Gorgonia sea fen, this is sea pen, and this is that is Menandria, known as brain corals. Right? See some typical diagram. This one is, that is examples of coelentrates indicating outline of their body. What is this? This is Aurelia. This is Aurelia. This is, that is line diagram of this. This is umbrella shape. That's why that will be known as what? That is Medusa. Is it right? Then Aurelia medusa. This is Admetia. I told you sea anemone. Very beautiful. I have seen personally, I had been to, that is this chopati of Mumbai. That is in sand. So many anemones are there in sea, on sea coast. These are the tentacles of this. What are these? These are yes tentacles, right? I see here, that is, this is the body plan of this hydra. The body plan of this, that is having only one opening, hypostome, and these are the tentacles. This is the blind sac of body plan. It has only one opening. Clear? Come to the next now. Some more example we have. This is Physalia. I told you. What is there in Physalia? Can you remember? What is there in Physalia? That is, this is a body which is floating on surface of water. Is it? And it looks like a cap of warrior. That's why this is known as Portuguese man of war. These are the tentacles. This is, that is, what is this? This is Pennatula, and this is 𝕆𝕆𝕋𝔼𝕆. 𝕆𝕆𝕋𝔼𝕆, I told you, it is having alternation of generation. It has both the forms, that is medusa as well as polyp. Come to the, that is phylum Ctenophora, commonly known as sea walnuts or 𝕐𝕆𝕌𝕋𝕌𝕹, important one. Exclusively marine, very important point. One important point, second important point of this. You see, a question has not come so far from this, but this year the question may come. You have to remember. Sea walnut and 𝕐𝕆, exclusively marine. These are radially symmetrical because spherical body is there. diploblastic organism with tissue level of body organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb. This is 1 and this is 2. In the same way, the number is 8 external rows of that is comb plate, and they help in locomotion. Digestion, both extracellular and intracellular. Very important. Third important point is bioluminescence, property of living organism to emit light. You see, this in Japan, the sea coast, really these are very beautiful and charming one. If you go in night, you see that these are blossom like anything. Bioluminescence is there. Bioluminescence, maybe because of this, that is 𝕃𝕊𝕆. Well marked in 𝕃𝕊𝕆, this bioluminescence. Third very important point, sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. You have to remember it. The one very well-known example is that is 𝕆𝕋𝔼𝕆, and that is 𝕃𝕊𝕆. This example of that is 𝕆𝕆. Can you remember what will be the symmetry of this? That will be the radial symmetry. This appears just like a walnut or 𝕐𝕆𝔼𝕆. These are the comb plate which are lined with cilia, and this bioluminescence. You have to remember all these. Is it okay? So this is this part in which we have discussed, that is salient features, important characteristics of phylum Porifera, phylum Coelenterata, and then phylum 𝕃𝕊𝕆. Thank you.